Do you want to know where I've been for the past month? I've been here. Elden Ring is the best game I've ever played.
Cross the fall to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring. And become the Elden Lord.
Why is Elden Ring good? I've chalked it up to 4 reasons. The world, the legacy dungeons, the weapons, and most importantly, the bosses. Let's start with the world.
The Lands Between is an absolutely massive world filled with friends, enemies, and most importantly, patches.
The world of Elden Ring is massive and dangerous, yet intriguing and rewarding. Not to mention the fact that it is the densest open world I've ever explored. Like, this place is big. Imagine taking Breath of the Wild, which was easily my favorite open world before Elden Ring came out, and then just putting more stuff into it while also giving it a bigger map. But the thing that Breath of the Wild lacked was little, nicks and crannies that kind of helped flush it out and make it feel more full, if that makes sense. The ruins, the dungeons, and even small buildings, it kept me interested, and I'd constantly go, whoa, what's that over there? Or, oh hey, a knight on horseback. What's up with this, group of peeps around this fire? Oh hey, a dragon. Some people will always say this game is mostly field, and I have to say that I just feel like that's wrong. I feel like it is a lot, it's very dense. I'm surprised it's as dense as it is.
What brings you here?
Just one question. Does any other open world game have a turtle the size of a cathedral with a cathedral on top of it? Yeah, I didn't think so. But the one thing I enjoy in Elden Ring the most are probably the legacy dungeons. Now, the definition of legacy dungeon, it's a bit shaky. It's mainly described as a fortress or environment containing a demigod or a great rune. Now, going by that definition, we have Stormveil Castle, the Academy of Raya Lucaria, Redmane Castle, Volcano Manor, Lindell, the royal capital, Crumbling Farum Azula, Mikola's Haligtree, and Mogwin Palace. The legacy dungeons are the absolute pinnacle of FromSoft's level design. Some of them let you jump from rooftop to rooftop, while some let you go down, down and even further down. But these 3 in particular are my absolute favorites. Lindell is the largest one by far and has the most freedom. The fact that you can go from the rooftops to the ground and then go up into the upper part of Lindell by going up a dead dragon that was pierced with a bolt, that is cool. It's sick. Raya Lucaria, from an aesthetic perspective, I just like it a lot. While I don't really enjoy Harry Potter, it gives that vibe to it, and that could just be because it's an academy for magic. I don't know. I'd probably be a fan of Harry Potter if I actually tuned into it. Raya Lucaria is really sick, but the only thing about it is that it's full of mages, and on my first run, I was a melee build. It was hard sometimes. But Volcano Manor might as well just be Yharnam from Bloodborne. It has that, that gothic vibe to it, and wandering through the alleyways and sidewalks really puts that unease on center stage, especially at night. It's like your average day in Britain. There's a man on the side of the street with a foaming mouth, and then he rips your larynx out. That's cool. There's something about these locations though that I always just look forward to whenever I replay Elden Ring. It's so absurdly exciting just to re-experience each one again and again. Although I would say that the worst one is Farum Azula for obvious reasons. Now, if you want to get through this game and get through the legacy dungeons and through the bosses, Elden Ring has it has a few weapons to work with, and they're incredibly diverse. We have a spear that drives people insane, a giant finger that acts like a club, the mortal drive from Sekiro, a jar cannon, a giant horn that blows bubbles, or a sword that's a whip, or a whip that's a sword. You can choose that. I'm not really sure what it is, because I mean, it literally is just both. Magic also made a huge jump in terms of looks and variety. There's a few types of magic as well. We have glintstone, night, carrion, ice, gravity, and crystal magic. Way more variety than in the previous games. It's so cool to see this many weapons in a Souls game, not to mention that the Ashes of War make it so any normal weapon can get a large amount of new moves, especially an Ass Slam. I think that one's kind of cool, but it brings a ton of freedom to your moveset, and it feels like you are making the character. You get to choose the armor, you get to choose the stats, you get to choose, you know, the way you look, which I made Kanye West that one time, or Kanye East more like. I made Kanye. Like, it feels like you are making the character. Now, the bosses? Oh, the bosses. This fight might be my favorite in the entire Soul series. Now, my favorite trend in video games is when they use the main theme for the final boss, and they did that perfectly. The way the music swells as Radagon lifts his hammer is absolutely spine-chilling. But after you finish Radagon off, you get to the final boss, the Elden Beast. The music kind of tugged at my heartstrings. It almost felt melancholic. It made me think of my uncle who passed away a year ago. Like he loved anything medieval. But as I fought this thing, I felt like he was right beside me, cheering me on, and I'll never forget that feeling. And once we beat it, we're back in the Erd Tree. We have 3 options. We can become the Elden Lord and harbor the Elden Ring. We can become a consort to Ranni and bring an Age of Darkness, or become the reviled Lord of Chaos, burning everything down with the Flame of Frenzy. It's all up to the player. It's all up to you. So, yeah, I think this is the best game I've ever played. And I want you to experience it. Thank you for watching.